Okay, so welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us here at the center. I'm really excited about today's presenter in general.
Oh,
Um, yes, Liz Marshall's with us, and just a little bit of background on Liz before she talks about how to make your holiday cards. Liz is the current president of the Charlottesville Camera Club here in Charlottesville, duh. She's also the curator of the Cameras Photo Club exhibitions that are here at the center right now. There are 84 exhibits, and they're here for your viewing pleasure and to purchase. It's currently up here until December 29th. Liz has 3 of her images on display here, and one is already sold. So they're going fast. She's been a photographer since college, and she has had many career paths in marketing and managing, and for the past 20 years has been a guide at Monticello. So um, Liz has since 2016 taken photos exclusively with her iPhone. And some of these photos have been in many of the Camera Club's exhibitions and on many of her holiday cards, which we'll see today. So Liz is going to take us through the process of designing and creating your own holiday card. So
thanks, Carolyn. That was
yeah,
nice. Yeah, I appreciate that. So I have been doing cards for a long time, and I know a lot of us have been doing cards for a long time, especially when you go back to the days when you actually have to write everything out and you had to buy the card and you couldn't really make it personalized. And I think for about 10 years now, we've been doing cards online, and I've used different companies, which Carolyn and I are going to talk to you about some options that you have. And I just want you to feel kind of relaxed with it because it really is a lot of fun. And I really do think people appreciate receiving something from you during the holidays. And I also don't want you to worry about timeliness because I have a feeling this particular year, I think we can be forgiven for a lot of different things when it comes to timeliness. And even last year, I will tell you, my husband and I decided not to send out a holiday card like Christmas card or that kind of holiday card. We opted to actually go with a New Year's card. And I think we're probably going to do the same thing, I think, this year. But we can go ahead and kind of get started with our first screen. Do you think?
sure.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and click on that. All right, can you see that?
Yeah, that looks great. And can you flip it to the next one so I can show everybody what my husband and I look like when we're really relaxed?
Oops, excuse me. There you go.
There you go. This one was about 2 years ago, and this is in our home. We did this particular photo because we had just put in this new gas fireplace from the Sun Place down on by Ix. And we thought it was just kind of a fun, simple thing, just, make it kind of red and happy. And this just gives you an idea of how you can do a photo with 2 people, but still only have 1 photo. And if we flip to the next screen, I think.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, we got it. This is good.
okay.
Yeah. So really, what we need to do is you really need to just kind of decide what kind of photo you truly, truly love. You're looking for photos in particular, and it can be anything. It can be of you. It can be of your family. It can be of your kids. It can be of your grandkids. It can be of your pets. It can be of Monticello. It could be statues. It could be penguins. It could be whatever it is that you love that will just make you happy and is a part of your personality. It's just fun. And then the next part of that is you need to just upload that photo to your computer, because you will be using that computer to do all the design work for that particular card. And then picking the website for your choice of cards is completely up to you. And I will tell you, I started early on with Snapfish, and that's just one of the names that we'll have posted a little bit later on. I think that you can take a look at their website. And I moved from Snapfish because I am an Apple person, and Snapfish and I didn't always get along because Apple had some issues with that. So I switched then really to Simply to Impress. And I was actually pretty impressed. So I've been using Simply to Impress these last couple of years. I have done CVS before. So there, Walgreens has an option also, and there's even another one that's fairly popular. But when you go online, you'll be able to see there are about 3 or 4 pretty standard ones, and then you can kind of play around with those as you see fit. I love free shipping, everybody. Can I just say, anytime I'm buying anything anywhere online, I'm looking for that free shipping. So make sure you always check out the really good discounts. I also like to have like better than 15% off. I mean, the 10% does nothing for me. But right now we're going to be looking at Simply to Impress, and they have, I think it's 35% and ta-da, 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 free shipping. And that's what Carolyn and I are going to show you in just a little bit. We're going to go in and actually show you how that's going to work out. And then there are choices, you know, it's just a design choice. You know, what kind of background do you want? Do you want it very simple? Do you want it very bright? Do you want it in different colors? Do you want it to be modern? You know, that kind of thing. And then each of these cards will give you that opportunity to do your own personalized greeting. Usually the card will have a standard greeting, and that will have to be part of your choice. Believe me, you'll have plenty of choices, like over 50, sometimes over 100, sometimes more than that. But when it comes to your name, it's your choice. And you can even add, typically, you can add small messages, but not really long ones. You know, you'll get that idea when we start doing that. And then paper quality and size is always an issue too. So you've got choices there. And paper quality, guess what? The nicer the paper, what do you think? The more expensive it will be. So I usually don't go with the quality paper. I typically do just the standard. And I think that's what we've got. And then we can just order those cards and they'll be in there. You'll be, you know, in business writing them away, and in the next week or so, if you get started like today or tomorrow or the next day. Find a photo you love, everybody. And that can be very simple. You might already have a photo ready to go. Or what my husband and I did last year, which I don't think I actually showed this to you, but we did, this was the New Year's Eve card, and we did a photo of the two of us before we were married. So that's like, oh, I don't know, 37 years ago. Yeah, I know, I'm trying to find it for you, I've got it. And so we did a photo of the two of us when we were young and in love. Can you see that there? We were young and in love there. And then we did that with this photo of the two of us. That was at the downtown mall. And it was more of that kind of card where we could put it all together. So if you have a favorite photo of yourself from whatever year you want, you have an option of putting that one in also. Or, you know, for us, we were just trying to figure out what we might do with that beautiful cat that we have. So let's see if we've got that coming up next. What do you think?
Yeah, just sorry, I have to.
I know you have to flip things around again.
All right.
And I know, you know, it's so easy to take pictures of pets, right? Oh, these are my kids, sorry. It's so easy to take pictures of my kids, especially when they're thinking, oh, it might be okay to do that. So this is kind of where I started on a nice crisp day with my son, Andy, and my daughter, Samantha. And they've been pretty good about doing it, but they no longer live with us, and there's no way they're going to pose any longer unless we actually do a family photo, which we don't have that in mind. Both of these, the kids, Andy is up at Monticello in the Dome Room, and Samantha is a professional flutist now. And this is when they were in their her teens and his 20s, I think. But you get the idea of how the cards can kind of be two different photos coming in, one photo, a huge photo, small photos. So lots of options here with what you'd like to do. This is one my husband decided to take because he too is a photographer, everyone. And this is the front of our house, and the two people in the middle are, of course, my husband and me. But then the two people that are on the outside singing are also he and I, and he kind of smooshed it all together. I have no clue how he did that, but that's how he did that. So that was kind of a fun project. You know, it's kind of a fun joint project. So I always have him involved because he's a better photographer than I am, and we have a good time doing it together. And you can even go with something kind of like this, where it can be more of a, kind of an open idea. And this was our Christmas tree of a couple of years ago. And most of the decorations, or most of the items hanging on the tree, other than the red balls that you see, they were all cookies. And so when my daughter came home from New York, she just spent like 2 days making all different sorts of cookies and decorating them, including, the things that we can put on the tree, and we will just continue eating them during the rest of the year. So you got to take those pictures. Oh, like I said, so easy to take a photo of a cat. That obviously didn't work out. Let's try again. What's the next one? Oh yeah, that one's even worse. But you just keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying. And then still not really great, really not great. But this is the same cat that visited with us a little bit earlier. And finally, I think we've got one. Yeah, we can probably use that, but we probably won't. And I'll tell you why. It's not because I don't like the photo. It's that we have 2 cats, and I just don't think it's right just to let Jerry have his. This is Jerry cat, by the way. And what about poor Tom? So Tom and Jerry need to be together, but I'm not sure I'm up for doing 2 cats at the same time. So let's see what you can really do about uploading. So if any of you have any difficulties about how you would upload photos, if you've not done that before, I think the easiest way is simply to email that photo to yourself, so it comes onto your computer, and then you can manipulate your photo on the computer, and then you can put it into the website too. And that's how you can start to make everything. Some of you might be more comfortable already, and you can automate it by going up, uploading it via the cloud. And if you are Apple people, then, there's someone right there, right now, that can help you out on that. And that's Clay Sisk. I love you, Clay. Thank you. So these are some of the websites that we were talking about, with Shutterfly, Simply to Impress, Snapfish, CVS, Walgreens. And just take a look at them and see which ones you're most comfortable using. And which ones have you think have the best fit for what you're looking for. And so let's see if we can start taking a look at what some of those might be. So here's a little bit of Shutterfly for you, just so you kind of get a feel and you get an idea of what some of those photos look like and the types of cards that you can use. And if you look at the top right, you'll just see all the greenery. That's part of the card itself. And then the photo would kind of come into that. So a lot of these cards already have something ready to go, and all you do is just put that photo in there, and it just makes it pop. And sometimes you have to play around to see which photo works best in which card. And that's kind of a fun thing to do. And I will tell you, there have been times when I couldn't decide. And so I did like 20 cards of one kind of view and 20 cards of a different kind. So that was kind of a fun thing to do as well. I think next is coming up would be, let's see, this is the one that we're going to, I think, have some fun with today. And again, very, very kind of the same kind of idea. You have to figure out which card is most comfortable for your personality, or for your family. And then I think the last one that we have in here, I think is coming up, there we go, is Snapfish. And Snapfish was my buddy for many, 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 many years. So I wouldn't just try them out also. It might work really well for you, and it's very, it can be very simple as well. So here we go. I think we're going to actually go into the website, and let's just do this. See what we got.
Okay.
Go, Carolyn.
All right.
Yeah.
Oops. Let me see. Share screen. All right. Can you see that?
Oh, here, you all know my favorite part, right? I know you're thinking it's the 35% off. I like that, but see that? Plus free shipping.
Hold, sorry. I have a little bit of a thing I have to do here. Sorry, I have to get out of the PowerPoint. All right. There we go.
As you're listening to this, everybody, if you are jotting down your questions, because I know Carol and I will have time at the end to see if we can't help you out with any questions that you might have. So I don't know if we can do it like now, but toward the end of this, I hope we can respond to those questions so that you can be comfortable and start trying it out on your own, because it's really quite fun, everyone.
All right.
So are we in?
Yes. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
All right. You tell me what to do.
Oh, well, let me get my glasses on now. You know, I like it that they've got the 35% off and free shipping in big letters and numbers and in red. So that's always really good. So how about this, everybody? If you take a look to the left-hand side and it says, you know, popular products, holiday Christmas photo cards, holiday photo cards. I can't believe they actually put this in here. Pandemic holiday cards. And usually that one is about the phrasing that they use, because we kind of checked that one out already. For some of you, I don't know, you might want business holiday cards, Hanukkah cards. I think that's where we want. Oh, so I think what we should do, how about let's go with plain holiday cards, and that way I think it gives you a pretty good feel for some of the options that we might have.
All right.
So we're going to click into holiday cards. Okay, once again, take a look to the left, because that's kind of where all your filters are, or think about your filters as your decisions. You know, you got to make some decisions. And the first decision, of course, is how many photos do you think you want to have on that card? So remember, I had both my kids. So I had, you know, I've got 2 kids. So gosh, I got to have, you know, 2 different photos. So I always had to click 2. Now I think I usually click 1 because I don't think I need to do that. And I might use my cat just as an example. And poor Tommy isn't in that one. So it'll just be one cat, Jerry. And so I think you noticed that photo, that cat photo was like a portrait, kind of like if you take a look at that classic tartan in the middle there, our cat photo actually would look real nice in there, because that's the same kind of like a portrait mode, or some people, what do they call it here? They would call, oh, they do, they call it portrait mode. So that's, so if it's basically, if it's a vertical, you know, it's going up and down, consider that a portrait mode, and that's probably what you'd want to choose. If you, though, have a different photo and it's more of a, on the sideways, you know, then you're going to want to do a landscape. So think about how you want to take your photo, and then think about how you're going to have to place that in your card. But for our purposes, I think we will do portrait. And I don't do any special features, because special features usually means ka-chink, 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 and more ka-chink. You know what that means, money, money, money. So I don't usually do that. And then the greeting is kind of important. So, you know, if you want to do something like Feliz Navidad, or if you want to do something religious, or if you want to do something very Christmassy, then that's what you need to do. But I tend to typically go to holiday or New Year's Eve. So I'm not sure. I almost would love to see which one you would prefer us to start with, holiday, or should we go with New Year's? Carolyn, what do you think we should do? Because you know what? Hey, listen, everybody, here's the deal. Most of the cards are going to be the same. It's just going to be the difference in the greeting. So we're going to see that tartan card many times. It's just going to have a different greeting. So let's just go into holiday and we can switch things around. How about that?
And Liz, do you want to explain what these numbers mean on the sides of these?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to. So, you know, when you have a holiday card, you will be able to choose not just 1, not just 3, not review 17, not review 150, but they have 217 cards for you. And there are ways to reduce that, so you won't be spending all afternoon. But you get the idea, there are plenty of opportunities. As you can see, we're scrolling through with all these different kinds of colors and options. And sometimes what Carolyn's doing is great, because sometimes there's going to be one that you go, whoa, look at that one with the dog. Isn't that adorable? I might want, oh, look at that one. I mean, there's some cards that are just going to snap for you, and you'll have a faster way of going through it. Carolyn, if you could go back, because there's something else. Yeah, right about there. I love the shape. So you notice some of these cards are just kind of squared off, but some of these cards have like little ridges. If you look to the left now where it says shape in green, and you can see it's just like, looks like a card. And then there's one that's kind of ovaled, and then there's one that's kind of like dominoed. I'm not sure if I'm saying all the correct things. Then there's one that's kind of got like these swirls. You know, you can, well, I like that one too, that in and out one is kind of fun. So it's kind of, you don't have to do this at this time because you can do it later, but it's kind of fun to see what a card looks like with their different shapes. And there will be one that pops for you. It might just be the plain one because that's what looks best, or it might be one of those swirly ones. Carolyn, do one of the swirly ones for me. It doesn't matter which one. Yeah, I like that one. That one's good. Let's see it. There you go. So they're all swirl. I like my dog. That dog is really nice, but I don't think I do it swirly. I think I would do the dog. Can you go back? I'm sorry to bother you.
No,
Could you
you're
go back
good.
and just make it a square, because I think, or a rectangle, just plain rectangle. Let's see what that looks like.
Oh, I have to undo that one. There we
Yeah,
go.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah, it's kind of fun playing around with these things. There he is. Oh, yeah. That's more traditional. I think I kind of like that. So how about, can we use that one? And maybe,
Yeah, now this one,
I don't think we want to put any themes in because that will mess me up. I just want
right.
it really simple.
This one has the raised foil. You want to do that?
Well, that'll be too expensive.
Okay.
Did we click on that?
No, it's just showing us that because we didn't, I don't think there's a way to take it out, but
Okay.
if nobody gets sick, I can keep scrolling.
No, let's just do the dog because otherwise that'll be just too much.
All right.
Let's go for it and see what happens. And then we'll get sticker price and then we'll know we'll switch to the tartan.
All right, so I'm clicking on quick view.
You all realize that that dog is a beautiful dog, but that dog is not going to go on my card. That dog is going to disappear, and we're going to try and put our cat on that. I think that's just appropriate, don't you think? We'll pop the dog out, put the cat in.
Yes. So we go down to here, personalize.
Yeah.
Is that where we go, or how do we put our card in?
I think we do go to personalize, and then I think that'll work. Let's see how it works. I just did this morning too. You'd think I'd remember all these things.
Okay, you have to choose your paper first. So it has the raised foil classic or the premium. Should we just do the classic for the sake?
Yeah, let's just do the classic. Yeah.
Okay.
Click that in.
And you like the gold, or would you like to try another color?
Whatever it is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then it's saying the quantity, and it'll give you the price.
That's okay.
So should we just leave that at 25?
Just leave it as it is, yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Now, here we go, everybody. The dog has disappeared. And so we're going to bring in the cat and see how you like this photo then with the cat.
Okay, so I'm just clicking and dragging the cat.
Cat's now being uploaded. Hello, hello.
Magic.
It is magic. Oh, yeah. And then at the bottom it says, Happy Holidays, right? Can you get up a little? There you go. Yeah, that's great.
And you can actually change that greeting if you want, it looks like. Let me see.
I think you can. Let's see the options, because I'll bet you it's going to be Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Blessed Christmas, that kind of thing. Yeah. So we'll do Happy Holidays for me is perfectly fine.
All right. What do I do next?
So, I think they have somebody else's name down at the bottom there. And that would be really an embarrassment, don't you think? If the Marshall card ends up being somebody else's family. Oh, who are they? Oh, the Sumter. I'm sure they're a lovely family, but the Sumter family's got to go. And instead, we'll put up the James and Liz Marshall and cat. Let's see if we can do that. James and Liz Marshall.
Oops, excuse me. And I see they put 2020 on either side. If you don't like that, we can take that off. That's
well,
fine.
We'll see.
Okay. Do you like that font? Do you want to try the different fonts?
I think we should play with the font a bit, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah, so let's take a look at different fonts. You know, there are times that I try to match the font with what the already what the photo already has, or not the photo, but what the monitor
greeting.
already has, you know, for your greeting. But sometimes I don't. You know, sometimes the greeting is very, you know, you can make that greeting very large and very kind of showy. And then I usually like to have a pretty simple one, like the geometric slab serif. I don't know if I've used that one, but it sure sounds fun to say. The geometric slab serif.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I could do that. And let's make it bigger. Can you go to font size? And let's just, it should let us go up a little higher maybe. Yeah, take it like to 12 and see what that looks like. It might be too large, but at least it gives us an idea of how things can change.
So it looks like it's just.
Little tight with the 2020 on either end.
Mm-hmm. That's cool though, because this is the fun part. You get to tweak
Yeah,
it.
yeah, absolutely.
So you could take off the 2020 and
Yes, we could.
if you want to try that.
Yeah, we can try that.
Okay, hold please. Why is it
Hey,
getting?
you know, are you for hire by any chance? This would be great. You can come over to the house, you know, in about 3 days from now, and I think we might be ready for it.
Oh, I like that with the little line. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I like that too. That looks good. Yeah, and then that lowest part, right underneath, I can't tell. Oh, is that love, somebody, Andy, and somebody? Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Just take that out. I don't think we need that at all. But you know what I do like to put in? I've made this mistake before, and I did not always in the past put the year in. And I think I'd like to put the year in 2021,
Oh, right. Excuse me.
right? Just on the
Let's.
bottom, 2021. Or if it's happy holidays, it might have to be actually 2020. That's why, you know what? That's actually why I think I'm going to go with the Happy New Year, because then everyone will know that Happy New Year is 2021 for me, because 2020 was not my favorite year, everybody.
Well, let's change it. All right. Oh, and look, it changed itself to 2021.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Excellent. That's great. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with that.
Looks good. There's also a back to the card if you wanted to do some things. Some places will let you do stuff with the back.
That's true. Why don't we flip to the back also, just so that we have an idea of what we might be able to do. So, so everybody, I don't usually do the back because sometimes it costs more, but sometimes it doesn't. And for years, whenever I do our Christmas cards, our family Christmas cards or holiday cards, I use that back, and I know it's old fashioned, but it's kind of sweet. I actually write personal notes to the families that I physically mail a card to. So we have, I guess we have about 30 to maybe 40 people that I actually mail cards to, and many of them happen to be not living in the United States. So when I'm sitting at my table and I am writing out personalized greetings, I'm writing in three different languages usually. I usually do French, I usually do German, and I usually do Japanese. And yeah, I have to look them all up because I do not speak fluently any of those languages. Closest would be German, but only with a bottle of beer could I be, you know, really good at it. Okay, so what are we doing here?
We're clicking no thanks and going back to the front.
Okay.
Oh, where'd it go? There we go. And somebody recommended in the chat, let me see,
Good.
change the and before cat to and. So if we did change this to an ampersand.
Oh, excellent.
That would have given us more room, and the 2020 would have fit on, or 2021 would have fit on either side.
Oh, but I think the ampersand is the way to go.
Mm-hmm. And
And
then
do we have the date already in, so we don't need it. I kind of like that the way it is. Whoever gave me that suggestion, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to steal that probably.
All right. What do we do next, boss?
Let's see how much this is going to cost.
Well, I think it's a preview, and let's see what
Yeah.
happens there.
Yeah, they're going to pull it all together for us. And let's take a look.
So it looks pretty much like what you created.
Yeah, so far so good.
You can do some designer review things. They can adjust the brightness if you want. You
No,
can
I don't think
put
I,
comments, but that's a nice little,
yeah,
you
it's an
know,
option. Yeah.
all
So here,
right.
I don't know,
Oh,
did you all see this though? Because it says image quality check. But you know what? Usually I would do that before I would put the photo in. But you know, it's kind of nice that they would do that. Brightness and contrast, that sometimes can make a difference, really. Align center and text. I think you did that beautifully already. Improve text legibility. That would be interesting.
well, if you picked a font that required it to be larger to be legible, they might change the font for you or something like that.
And basic color changes. Now I kind of like those colors. That was pretty good.
Mhm.
Excuse me. I think two of us have asked, can you decrease the size of the picture so that we can see more of the cat?
You mean in the actual photo? So can you
Use that, yes. So you
can you crop it?
cat of the cat.
Yeah, or manipulate it to get more of the back body.
Yeah, I think you can, and I think you can. I'm not sure if we were doing that now. I think that one just kind of popped in, but but if we cannot do it on this, you can certainly do that before you actually submit the CAD in.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I do? There we go. Yeah. So I will say that like when I use Shutterfly, I believe you can crop it. Let me see if I can click and drag the cat down. So I could do that.
Yeah.
I could move that.
There you go.
Yeah. But as far as cropping, you
I'm not sure
might have to do that ahead of
ahead of
time
time.
for this particular one.
Right.
Let's see what else somebody says. Are there any italic fonts? Sorry, when I click that, it goes crazy. Let's see.
Maybe not on that card.
Well, yeah, here's a Bodoni italic. So that's an italic. Yes, there are in this particular program. All right, so should I go back, Liz, to where we were?
I think so. That would be good.
Okay, great questions.
And it's fun to play around. It's fun to play around because you learn different things as you go along.
Just looking in the chat. Somebody said it would be nice to name the cat. That's true.
That's true. But you know, in Breakfast at Tiffany's, you know what the cat's name was, right?
No.
Cat.
Oh. Yeah, well, in ours, we named our dog Jersey. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. All right, here we are now. Here goes. Next thing they want
Dun,
me
dun,
to
dun,
do.
dun, dun. Okay, here we go. So as you know, I usually stay with white envelopes. However, you have the option of different colored envelopes as well. Notice the ivory does not cost anything extra, but the silver will, and the gold lined will, and the rose gold will also. But the envelopes are part of your price. So we're just staying with white envelopes. You have the option also of having a return address if you would like. That's of course with a little bit of money involved, which I don't usually do. I don't know about all, it's very pretty. It's really very pretty. But usually I have enough return envelope or paste-ons that I can just, use those for years and years and years and years and years. So that's usually what I do, is just use that at the back for my return. And yes, I actually do like to use really nice stamps. I really do. Except the ones that are overseas don't really give me that option. They're like square, they're just circular, and it is what it is when you have to do those. And those are pretty expensive. Confirm, oh gosh, we got to say, yes or no. Proceed anyway. There we go. You know, I don't know why they do this, but they've always trying to, you know, have us consider doing inking stamps. And I frankly don't want to do that. So I would just go to next.
It's called upselling.
Yeah, it is called upselling. But it might be fun for some, but I don't think I want to do that. Okay, here we go. So what have we got now? We got, if we start to the left, we've got the quantity of 25 so far. Our product is a personalized holiday card. There's our cat, and that is Jerry the cat. We really did name him, everybody. And then it's raised foil, which is going to be a little more expensive. And the size is 5 by 7, which is, I think, their largest size. That's actually quite nice. They do a 4 by 5 also. So that could potentially drop us down if that option was available for that particular raised foil card. The envelope style is the white. And look at that. It would have been $2.46, and now it's $1.60 with that 35% discount. And it's $40 for those 25. And there is no mailing cost for us. So that.
Question, Liz.
Yes.
If you make the quantity higher, does the price go down?
Oh, I would hope so. Why don't we pop it up to, let's say 40 and see what happens. We're at 160 right now. Everybody keep that in mind. 160 right now. What happens if we pop it up?
So it looks like the price
It makes us go to, ooh, look at that. Drops it down by like 20 cents or so. But you got to go to 50. You had to go to 50 for that?
I did.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think with a regular card, not a raised foil, I think that would drop, it potentially could drop it down a little bit more. Most, you know, I was going through these earlier, and most of the cards are usually over $1 a pop now. It's harder to get cards under $1 a pop, but it's, you know, you start looking around and you get some discounts. Sometimes that can happen. Yeah, I won't be buying 50 though.
It's easy to change though, even at this juncture, so you can.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the only time it's not easy to change is when you pay. So, you know, just make sure you have what you want before you go ahead and click that pay now button. Let's see what checkout looks like though.
Okay, but there's this apply promo code and gift certificate, and sometimes you'll find promo codes somewhere else that you can enter that can even lower your price.
Yeah.
So, all right, checkout.
Yeah, let's see what the checkout looks like. Well, I think that looks pretty familiar for most of us, right? You can do your guest checkout on the right-hand side if you think this is a one-time for you, or you can actually do a sign in below to create an account. And I have created an account, everybody, just because I've been using them for a while. And I will tell you, they will typically, once you have an account with them, they will typically give you another 5% discount. But you can't get that, I don't believe, as a guest checkout. And I don't know, even if you did the create an account ahead of time, I'm not sure that they would give you that 5% now. It's usually after you've actually done business with them. But just kind of keep that in mind.
Would you like me to submit so far?
Yeah, just don't put in your credit card.
I'm not going to put that on. This is being recorded. That would not be good.
Oh, that would not be good. But I think, right, everybody, this is pretty much what you're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Can we go back to seeing everybody and go with questions and answers and comments and stuff?
There you go.
Oh, good, good, good.
All right. So I've just allowed folks to unmute themselves. So if you have any questions, you can either put it in the chat or you can just ask it. Let me get.
While we're waiting for comments and things, usually you usually receive your cards and envelopes fairly quickly. it'll be between a week and 2 weeks, and sometimes even less than that. So it's really not a problem. Even if you decide to wait a little bit longer, you can still get them in if you have to, before the 25th, if that's the date that you like, or January 1. I'm not sure dates really make that much difference any longer. So it's completely up to you. If you feel like you just want to get it done, then go ahead and start soon. And if not, wait until you feel you're comfortable, or wait until you get that really great photo, or wait until you can convince your spouse maybe to do the photo, or maybe wait until you adopt a cat and name her or him. So, there's lots of different options for you on that. Just, don't be shy about just giving it a go and trying it out. Even if you only do just a small amount, it's fun. We keep them on our refrigerator oftentimes. We snap them in with a magnet. And it's kind of fun to see as the kids grew up and the different changes that, we've all gone through. So I went gray, everybody. That was kind of the fun thing.
Anna said, thanks so much for walking us through this, and happy holidays to all.
Oh, well, likewise. Back, as they say, back at ya.
I'll show you a few of different examples of mine if you're interested.
Oh, I want to see these. That would be great.
Okay,
Put them up.
So this is one that's just like a photo paper. And that was my family a while ago.
Cute.
And then we had one that was really fun when we went scuba diving for the first time.
Oh, I love that.
And that one.
Wait. Who actually took the photo for you?
It was not a selfie. It was another gentleman on the trip.
That is just great. I would keep that on, outside, looking at it all the time. That's just
but
great.
you can, some you can do like cards like this and put pictures on the back. Others can just be like the one you had where it's just blank on the back, on the front.
When I first saw that, I thought it was just stumps in a river, until I put my glasses on. I realized those were actually faces of people. Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah, well, we didn't want some of us didn't want our photos in a bathing suit, because
I understand.
It's that time of year and we weren't ready for that. So we just did the headshots.
Totally understand.
Someone asked, these are great questions. Let's see. Liz, have you ever done an online card design? I generally send my cards that way. So I think that's like a watercolor you've created as a picture, something like that. Is that what this person meant when they said, have you ever done an online card design?
No, I don't know.
Not sure who wrote that. Let's see.
I don't know, but I will tell you that the 40 cards that I do send out to all of our friends across the world, many of them won't necessarily do emails, so that's why I have to use their addresses. But I send out a photo with like your year in review, and I send that out to probably about 150 people. And I don't know if that's what you mean, but I usually create my own photos as like a byline at the very top on that, if that's what you're talking about. But boy, I like the idea of having something even prettier than that with watercolor. God, that'd be gorgeous.
And my apologies. I think I did not unmute you. I muted you all. I was so sorry. So I see that I did that. So now you can unmute yourselves. Okay.
So I was the one that was asking about doing an online card. So I generally have help by someone that's much more knowledgeable than myself. But we have 6 or 8 photos, and it tells what I've done this year.
I think that's great.
Which this year won't be much. But then I write like a very personalized note and greeting, or under each photo will say trip to such and such,
right.
The Biltmore Chihuly exhibit, or
right. Oh, nice, yeah.
And that, you just send that out email. Now
Yeah.
there are a few people.
That's what I do with my 140 or 50 friends. And the only time that I do this in an envelope is for people who live further away that will not be opening up their emails. But yeah, I use email more than I use the card itself. But some people really like having that card.
Well,
Is
they
that
will
Tom?
get it.
Is that Tom behind you
Yeah, in the chair.
in the chair?
Oh, yes. Isn't he adorable? He's right
Can you show him to us?
Yeah, I'll be happy to. Hold on a second.
Nap time.
Oh, it's for Tommy. It's nap time all the time. Oh, yeah. So this is Thomas Jefferson O'Malley cat. And he was, oh, here, I should do it this way. And he was adopted by our daughter for her brother's birthday about 4 or 5 years ago. And he doesn't mind at all standing and right here on my desk.
Oh, he's adorable.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
He's a good old cat. He sure is. We love both our kitty kitties. We love our kitty kitties.
How many years have you been sending out cards like this?
Oh, gosh. So we've been sending out Christmas cards since I got married, but not, that kind of card. I think, since we moved here, it must have been about 15, maybe 20 years already that I've been doing cards like this.
Nice.
Do you get many comments about the cards you send out?
From, you mean my friends?
Yes.
Well, sometimes they send cards back, but no, not usually. No, it's, no, not usually.
Liz, I have a question. I was at your presentation at the center at
Yes.
the opening of the gallery of photos, and you showed us a travel book.
Yeah.
Is the procedure very similar?
Yeah, it is. I love, love, love making books, and I have been using Snapfish for my books for a long time. And it's a little more complicated, I think, and it takes a little bit more time to put that all together, because not only do you have to put in the photos, then you have to just like you were all talking, you put in a photo, but then you want to make sure that you have it identified where it is, what you wanted to say about it. I think, I was thinking about it this year. I would very much like to put together a photo book of the family, but of the old family. So I have the oldest photo I have. Obviously, I did not take it because it's in the late 1800s. I think it's about 1890. And it's a photo of my great and great grandparents and my grandmother in the farm in Austria. And I have some other old photos, and my mom put some things together in like a regular album, but I really want to do this for my husband's side of the family, my side of the family, put that together. And that's going to be one of, I think, our Christmas presents or holiday presents. Probably not this year, but maybe next year. I think that is just a lovely, lovely, lovely idea to put all that together for your family. I just think that would be great.
Well, would you consider teaching a class on how to put, quote, a travel book together or a book together?
Well, you know what? I think if we were going to do something like that, I would like to do that
in person.
I'll be in person. I think it would be a little too hard to try and do it the way we did it today.
Right.
Because it's a lot. I think we need a lot more show and tell and back and forth than I think we can do using a Zoom.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd be thrilled to do that. Because you know why I'd be thrilled to do that? Because you will force me to actually get started on it. Sometimes that's the hardest part of anything, right? Is to just get started on it. Which is why, I've got my husband now thinking about ideas of what we can do for our Christmas card or holiday card or New Year's card. And we're really thinking about it now. We weren't thinking about it before, but we're thinking about it now.
I have it down on paper, and it's on recorded that Liz has agreed to do that. So we'll find a time.
I'd be happy to do that. That'd be so much fun. It really would.
That'd be
It
great.
really would. I love going back in history. As you know, since I'm a guide at Monticello, what do you think I like to do? I like going back in history. I really do. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Very, very much. Happy
Thank you.
holidays. If you have any other questions, you can either, email Carolyn and she can get back to me. I hope you give it a try, everyone. It's really fun. It's just really fun.
It will be. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Carolyn, very much.
Oh, sure.